Hey, Steve here. Welcome to Red Flag Life. Yes, the space where red flags can go, can listen to content. Oh, what a concept. A lot of content on the YouTube sphere is all about avoiding red flags. But what if you're a red flag? Oh my goodness. Yes, I'm a red flag. Many red flags on my belt. The belt which could fit someone that's a 7XL. People with red flags have a right to get on with life, right? Right. This is not too red flaggy, but it's something which comes up from time to time, and people that, screen time, particularly when we advocate less screen time for our children. But the red flag is the hypocrites. They go to the playground, they leave their poor child on the playground. Mum or dad, or both mum and dad, are just sitting on the park bench, letting the kid go to its own devices while they're on their phone, on Facebook, Instagram, or whatever, Twitter. Yeah. And then, what a thought. The child has been 2 hours playing Roblox or something on their screen. Like a 10-year-old might be playing computer games, Fortnite, or when they're 13, or Roblox when they're 10, or bloody Minecraft when they're 8, or whatever they're playing. Time to get off, and then there's a whole argument that ensues, right? Well, you probably interrupted the poor kid in the middle of a game. You know, they don't want to be booted out of what's another one they're playing? Among Us. You know, I'm there's a imposter and there's destroyer. I don't know how it goes, but I'm an imposter. I just need to finish this game. No, get off. You know, how would you feel? Someone, your boss, actually rings you at home. Get on your computer now when you're actually watching, in the middle of watching The Matrix or something. Thinking, what? More jazz on the phone, right? Well, anyway. But how would you feel like, yank? You're watching something on Netflix. I don't know what the heck people are watching these days. That Korean movie, that Korean show, or maybe watching a Black Mirror episode and get off that, cook some dinner now, bitch, or whatever, And just imagine being yanked away from your TV show, or being yanked away from this involved post on Facebook. Like, of course you're going to get upset, right? And the kid's going to get upset. Anyway, that's just I'm sort of unpacking as I go. Screen time, okay. Personally, I'm okay with screen time, particularly these days where we don't allow our kids to be out and about because there's more perceived dangers out there, right? Back in my day, nearly half a century ago, we used to be left to our own devices. We used to roam the neighbourhood and this and that and get in the trouble. Look, we were watched back in those days. Like, come home when the lights come on and all that sort of shit. We were still watched in the neighbourhood, okay? Don't you worry about that. But today, it's a little bit different, a bit more diversified, and there's dangers out there, and there's more parents working, and there's no lookout. There's no sort of So that's why our kids are cooped up, and then we complain why they're on screens, why they're watching TV. Like, even 20 years ago without the screens, there was TV, right? Half a century ago too, as well, right? But they call it the idiot box for a reason. And our parents, 30 and 40 years ago used to get pissed if you watched too much TV, right? But they push you in front of the telly. So if the child wants to watch TV, well, these days on their screen, well, you're just not interesting enough. How about that for some unpacking? You aren't interesting enough. You can't entertain a child well enough. If all you interact with the child is arguments about go and brush your teeth, don't eat that, get off your screen. No wonder we got no bond with our kids. Well, never mind the whole send them to woke public schools and the like. That doesn't help. They're bonding with their peers and the teachers more than yourselves, because when they're with us, these red flag parents plonk them in front of the screens, and then when they feel like, oh, this kid's been on the screen for 3 hours, I better yank him off. And you yank him off when they're in the middle of a game. Of course they're going to be pissed. Kids get pissed as well. Why can't they get angry? They're little humans after all, right? So if they'd rather be spending time on their screen, you aren't good enough. You just aren't good enough, okay? You're not entertaining enough. Let's put some preparation, do your jobs. Let's do our job in not just entertaining, like educating and passing on values to our kids. That looks like it's crooked. And what a concept. Educating our kids. Oh, what a concept. Shit. So, let's be better value than the screens. Hey? Let's think of games, discussion topics, education things, which is entertaining rather than lecturing, and entertaining as in engaging, asking questions, seeing what their feelings are on particular subjects. It could even be political, depending, age appropriate, and that sort of thing. And engage with our kids, engage with them. And yes, the whole work thing. You come home and you have to cook and clean, and what's wrong with getting the kids involved? If they're 7. Age appropriate sort of touching of utensils. If they're 13, they can engage a bit more. And what's all this fixation? Like if you cook from scratch with a lot of things, like, and then on the iPad, they're on the iPad. What's wrong? Can't you multitask and talk and cook if you don't want them to touch anything because they're gonna wreck things? Can't you multitask, for God's sake? They drive them out the wall. They're bothersome. They're your kids, for fuck's sake. Fuck. They're your kids. Do your jobs. Yes, I'm guilty. I went to this playground complex, and I was on my phone, and my kid was in the ball pit, sliding down slides by himself, and they're looking at me, and oh shit, get off the bloody phone, mate. Yeah. Yes. I'm preaching, but I'm guilty. I'm guilty as well. What can I say? I try and wake up to myself. And yes, I try to be of value, and yes, I can be of value, but then you run out of steam, like particularly when your kids go to school, you've lost them, particularly in this day and age. We're losing. And if you try and pass on something in your culture, how you used to grow up, and then they poo-poo you in favour of what the teacher says, you're fucked. You've lost them. Yeah, but the teacher says this. You lost them. And that's what's happening now. So, so plan, give some expectations, like at least give the child a time of like, okay, 11:30. After 2 hours, let's half an hour. We're going to do something for half an hour. You better plan a good one. You better plan a good half hour, because if after a few minutes, what's going on? How's your friends going? If you've got no activity or something, or teach them about anything, or talk about something interesting, they're just going to look at you perplexed, blank, and I wish I was playing my game again. Come on, let's be interesting to our kids. And because, there's less ability, less chance of our kids playing in the neighbourhood these days, particularly in the West, We can't blame that whole get off your tech stuff. We can't. That's the new neighbourhood. The neighbourhood of TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, whatever they're bloody doing. That's the new neighbourhood. And that's their new avenue to be ostracised, or to ostracize. They're doing the ostracizing. They get ostracized. They negotiate. They get excluded. They get included. They don't know how to be creative if there's no one around. But there's someone around on the screen, right? So don't poo-poo it that much. And when they reach adulthood, there'll be a lot more screen time, and maybe this whole juvenile screen time is the new normal. The new normal. Don't poo-poo it that much. But if you do poo-poo it, get them off the idiot box, the idiot screens, whatever. Make it worthwhile. It better be exciting. It better be stimulating. You better be good enough, or they're going to wish they were back on that screen. Come on, let's give some value to our kids. Let's be of a value to our kids. What a concept. Being of value to your kid, passing on your culture to your child. Wow. Yes, it's harder because the stimuli is pretty good. The stimuli is pretty good out there. The stimuli is awesome in that online space. And if you do yank the child off their screen time, don't be talking to them and then checking your own bloody screen, for God's sake. Fuck. Let's lead by example. Yeah, so let's think about what we're doing with this whole screen time thing. Just because it doesn't feel right. They've spent 3 hours on the screen playing Roblox. I have to take them off it. It's damaging them. You might damage them more if you take them off that bloody screen. They're now going to be ostracized from their little group, and then you don't provide them with any better value. You better make it work. Make that ceasing of screen time worth it, or they're going to start resenting you. There goes the bond. If you keep on taking them off the screens only when it suits you. So at least, okay, set a timer for 1 hour. We're going to get off at 11:30, and we're going to make something for lunch. Or we're going to play a game at 3:30 outside. We're going to play treasure hunt and whatever. Build a fort. Build a fort thing. So let's start doing our job like properly. Educating our kids, passing on our values to our kids, rather than just responding to this. I feel anxiously spent. 3 hours on the iPad. Nah, that's fucking shit. Let's plan. Let's do better. Let's do better than they should come off it if they spend too much time on there. No wonder they're pissed at you. Anyway, that's just a few thoughts about screen time today. For the those red flag parents that they're at the play group, the playground, the play park, down at the park on their screen while the kids are just wandering around trying to find friends in the playground, and you're on your screen. What a shit. Yes, guilty. But I slap my face. I slap myself. My kids just floundering, walking around, and slap myself in the face. And I ended up, in the ball pit. In this particular one example, I was on the screen and she looked over at me. Oh shit! I put the screen away. I was in the ball pit, and then there's all these other kids floundering, and then they're joining us. I was the only parent in the ball pit. Well, the other parents are on their screens. Fuck! That was a sorry state of affairs. So here I am entertaining 3 other kids. Yeah, so... Oh, can we play? Can we play with you? Yeah. And I was at a park. I'll just end on this quick story. I was at a park, and when you're at the park, you still need to be engaging with the kids, right? And I was with someone, and I said, the kids are just aimlessly wandering around, and we're just talking amongst ourselves, and I'm thinking, fuck, we should be engaging with our kids. I didn't say that to the other person, but I said, hey, watch this. I'm going to go over there and just, I'm going to tap on a tree. And I started tapping on this tree. Just tap, 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 tap. And there's our own 2 kids and 2 other kids came over and started tapping on the tree. And, 2 other adults were looking at us just having a bit of a giggle, like, you should be involved when you're at the park as well. You just can't, let the kid swing on the swing by itself. Like, do some pushing, get on the swing yourself and that sort of thing, Don't just let the kid, they're at the park, they'll explore themselves for a few minutes, then they're going to look over at you for some inspiration, for some guidance, and do your job, join in. Pass on your own risk-taking and your values and the fun that you can provide with your kid. So there you go, some unpacking with the red flag of the parents at the park on the screen. Just get out of my hair, kid, let me go on my screen. And then later when you spend too much time on your screen, I'm going to yank you off the screen. Come on, let's take some ownership. Yeah, let's take some ownership and be involved with our kids. That's all for today. Ciao for now.